That's the one I really wanted because it's got the P90s and it's got a really thin neck, so it's perfect. I love it. It's a very, as far as like vintage guitars go, it's a very metal guitar in terms of like how it feels because it's got that slim neck and everything. That's what I wrote on my song Slippy Toad in, and I play that in like an open D flat. It's a Dad Gad, that tuning.
Yeah.
It's that just dropped half step, so it's like D flat.
Yeah. Okay.
Dad Gad, yeah, D flat Dad, or I don't know what the name is, but and that open tuning is like gives me so many ideas because it's like you get these different chord shapes and stuff like that, and like especially for metal, I'm not necessarily the most like solo. I don't like solo a ton. Like I like doing those and I like throwing leads, but like the reason I like those open tunings is you can get like these, you can think of these like, it kind of makes you think differently with the guitar. You're not going into the same,
it breaks you out of that mold.
Pentatonic scales that you're doing. You're kind of like, this is, I usually would get to this note here, but now I've got to like think of it different. So you can kind of come up with, sometimes I'll play what I initially would intend in standard, and then I'm like, wait, but that sounded weird, but that sounded cool. So like, just, I don't know.
You say you're not a big solo guy, but the last little solo at the end of the song.
The da na 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 na. I can play that. That's, I've been practicing. I can pull that out.
That'd be dope, man. But the legato on that is so smooth.
Well, that's the funny part is that's actually MIDI.
Is it? Okay.
That's MIDI, but
I was listening to it and I was like, damn, this is so like smooth.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about these. I think the one you're talking about is the.
Yeah.
So I've actually been practicing the crap out of that one because with playing these live, I wanted to, still pulling these off live is, I keep that in mind when I'm writing stuff too, where I'm just like, yeah, even if I'm writing MIDI or something, it's like, I want to pull this off live. So,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, that one goes,
Yep.
It's all 6/8 that song, so it's like got that like so actually playing in 6/8 is really fun to me. That's actually little things like that, switching from like 4/4 to 6/8 and stuff, really change my writing, and it feels like brand new because it's just like I don't always write in 6/8, but now I'm like writing a little bit more stuff in 6/8, and it's just like it just changes kind of how I would write stuff. And like with that song, it kind of there was another riff in there that I think of it as like the pirate riff. It went like again, I'm still learning, I'm still practicing these songs a lot. I've been in like writing mode for recording, but like when you write and record, you can like do one section.
You don't have to master it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
There's one riff that goes like. That part is the hard, like it's those
little triplets right there.
Yeah. But there's like a part that goes. I was like, makes me think of like a pirate or something, and that's kind of how I, with instrumental, like when I write, actually a lot of my notes are like references to like cinematic things. So that's actually been how I wrote. That's how I wrote Yokai. It was a big inspiration for that was like Japanese and like South Indian horror movies and stuff, and like kind of working backwards from like thinking about what would I do for a music video, and then take notes on sections. So like little different riffs were like in my head, like, oh, this would be cool if this was like for this part of a music video or this. So yeah,
you're thinking about the whole picture.
Yeah, I just need the money now to pay to get the music videos.
Don't we all?
Yeah. But that kind of helps because like something I was getting into is like I really want to like score a movie one day. I really want to like work on soundtracks and movies and stuff. And the reason being is like with instrumental music, I think it's a great medium for like paired with visual art, and like it's really cool to like get that inspiration from like seeing something and feeling like you're, you know, setting the tone for that.
Sure.
And like because when I write, because when I'm not writing lyrics, it's like I'm not drawing from maybe the same. I'm drawing from the same emotions that like I think a lot of singer-songwriters or lyricists draw from, of like personal things, but
Yeah.
like I'm not like thinking, it's not poetry that I'm doing, so it's not like I'm like, how do I convey a vulnerable feeling but like through this wacky 7-string guitar. Like it's like very different. So sometimes when I have a visual reference, it helps me.